Alright, so today is July 23rd, the day that Amy Winehouse died. But she didn't die. She actually faked her death and she's playing the role of Lady Gaga right now. And as you guys can see by this picture alone, it's clear that they're the same person. You know, I'm probably going to use this picture for the thumbnail because the side profile is exactly the same. You know, the nose is exactly the same. The jawline is the same and the eyes are exactly the same. You know, they even dress alike. It's crazy. There's so many similarities between them and there's so many comparisons online. You know, I could have got hundreds and hundreds of tweets, but all I did was just find some comparisons online because anywhere you look, there's people comparing them. You know, everybody's saying that Lady Gaga should play Amy Winehouse in a biopic. That's how much people can see that she looks like her. And it's crazy because I didn't know who this was in this picture. You know, I thought it was Lady Gaga at first, but this is actually Amy Winehouse. And when you compare her to Lady Gaga, they look exactly the same. And here's Amy Winehouse again, you know, she looks exactly like Lady Gaga. They have the same body type and everything. And this is obviously a man. You know, I can clearly tell that this is a man. You know, like I always say, 99% of mainstream celebrities are inverts. And I couldn't tell whether this was Lady Gaga or Amy Winehouse. I still don't know. I'm assuming it's Amy Winehouse because the picture looks older, but I don't even know, to be honest. Because they look exactly the same. Like, to all the people who deny my videos, I want you guys to try to deny this one because we've never seen them in the same room. We never seen them talk to each other. And that doesn't actually mean anything because they can put two of the same person in the same room. And I showed you guys proof of Kid Boo doing that on Instagram Live. Will Ferrell also did that too, so I'll make a video about him too. But anyways, it's clear that Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga are the same. Like, I really don't have to do much for this video. If you guys denied this one, I don't even know what to tell you because this one is so obvious. Even my mom saw this one because she's a big Amy Winehouse fan and she saw it right away. So let me know what you guys think about this and show this to all the Amy Winehouse fans. You know, I bet your parents are big Amy Winehouse fans. So if you show them this, I'm pretty sure they're going to see it right away. And here's a picture that somebody did where they put Lady Gaga's face on top of Amy Winehouse. And all the facial features match up exactly the same. And here's another good side profile right here. So this picture right here convinced me the most because they look exactly the same. Like, I don't think anybody can deny this one. I'm curious if anyone is going to deny this one because it's just way too obvious. And then Lady Gaga did this interview with Rolling Stone. And you guys can pause it and read it if you want. But she basically said she's a huge fan of Amy Winehouse, which is clearly not a coincidence. And Amy Winehouse is a part of the 27 Club, which is a list of popular musicians, artists, or actors who died at age 27. So I'm going to start exposing more celebrities who are part of the 27 Club because everybody in the 27 Club faked their death. But anyways, back to Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga. So they're only 3 years apart. You know, they always use the number 3. And 3 years apart, that's not a big deal. You know, they're basically the same age. And one thing I noticed is that Amy Winehouse was born on 1983. And in case you guys are new, murder equals 83, 38, and killing and death equal 38. So that's proof that her death was scripted. Alright, now let's pay attention to the numerology. So her birthday is September 14. 1 plus 4 is 5, and then September is the 9th month. So 9 plus 5 is 14. So the numerology of her birthday is 14. And there's so many 14s with this. So first of all, Lady Gaga is 41, which is 14 backwards. And then Amy Winehouse is 158. And when you add that up, it's 14. Because 1 plus 5 is 6, and then 6 plus 8 is 14. And then Amy Winehouse is 59, and 5 plus 9 is 14. And then same thing with Lady Gaga, 1 plus 5 is 6, and 6 plus 8 is 14. So all the yellow ones are the 14s. And now let's get into the 13s because the numerology for Lady Gaga's birthday is 13 because it's March 28. 2 plus 8 is 10, and March is the 3rd month. So that's 13. And all the ones in red are the 13s. So Lady Gaga is 58, which is 13. And then 31, which is 13 backwards. And then 166, 1 plus 6 is 7, and 7 plus 6 is 13. And then 5 plus 8 is 13. So by looking at this, you can see that all their numbers are connected. And there's so many gematria connections with this. So the numerology of Amy is 3366, as you guys can see at the bottom numbers. And then Lady is 6633. And Lady equals 66. And as you guys know, Masonry is 33. And 33 plus 33 is 66. and then Winehouse is 11-11-7, and Gaga is 7-7-11. So there's so much gematria connections with this, and I'm pretty sure there's way more. But the last ones I found are Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga both equal 158. And then Lady Gaga equals 58 and Amy Winehouse equals 58. And like I said earlier, Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga are guys. So if you guys want more evidence on that, watch this video right here. Because this person did a good job breaking down how Amy Winehouse is a boy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And now I'm just going to show you guys all the videos of Lady Gaga talking about Amy Winehouse. And the first video I'm going to show you guys is a video of Lady Gaga touching a fan that has a Amy Winehouse tattoo.
Man, that shit pop like hydraulics. I don't get high, I get knowledge. Tell them kids don't go to college, school block all that B12, you know that shit top. History lied to the children, the building designed for the lot of Liberia. You go to school in the morning, but morning mean dead, so you really like Barry. Yo, fuck it, they look out the shade again. I see the program, these niggas is aliens. Fuck it, these niggas ain't aliens. Scalable leaders, they loving the babies, get piece of cake. This shit a piece of cake. Good year the blimp go. They buy the ogres with crypto. Underground serpent Nintendo. This man keep writing, they serpent your purpose. You don't get to unlock your merkable. You don't think freely damaged Kundalini. This is shit in school you ain't heard of. Look at they doggers, but got us a palindrome. Salad grown GMO vegans, you had it wrong. Throw the head, got all that bladder sore. Dodging the beef like a matador. Add it up, I tell the system I had it up. Bag it up, all of the people who bad enough, back it up. They the one Astro attacking us. All seeing out in the dollar, they laugh at us. All seeing out like tarantulas. In the deep web where they trapping us. No hiding, they know where your campus. The army be right on the campus. I just bought the half a book. Codeine niggas suck. I got red in my cup. I just got 2 pints of knowledge. OD nigga, yeah. No weed, I read up, yeah. Bird on flares, don't put stacks out, books on days. Come on, little bitch, I go tell her them niggas they vultures. They erase memory similes, hit us with MK the Ultra. Tell her little fellas, goddamn, Mandela affected the past, Shazam. I got a Bernstein, remember the Bernstein. That shit erase it never again. No, it's too clean, all the kids living a true dream. Create the stars, the blue beans. Stopping on chakra, papa, eat the lobster. Got all the kids watching how they clock. Cause those who eat shellfish are selfish. They want the wealth, they can help it. No hope to help all the helpless. Homeless people by the White House. My mistake will get the White House. They ain't tell us about Samaria. Tablet show us vegetarian. They just show us cemetery. There's all the fruits that got us buried in wax. Coast fence, they broke us when they brought the dairy in. Holy cow, we ate the chicken. Now we can fly like a chicken.
Yes, I always dress like this. This is like, I breathe and live for this. It's not for you, it's for me. I'll talk also a bit about Amy Winehouse, just because for me, she's like fucking royalty now, and rightfully so. She's this brilliant artist, and she's exactly who she is. And I love it because whenever I hear her music on the radio, it's not, okay, here comes the hook, here's the hook, it's coming. It's not like this commercial explosion of something we've already heard. It's so completely her. I'm influenced by her bowls. It's funny, Brit's got a lot of bowls.
I wanted to ask you because, you know, Amy Winehouse passed about a week ago now, I guess it is. She's 27, an incredible artist. You know, your thoughts on the passing of somebody with such amazing talent?
I'm just so devastated and so sad. And I really couldn't speak for like 48 hours straight. I was in such shock. And, you know, I just think the most unfortunate thing about it all is the way that the media spins things, like, oh, here we can learn from Amy's death. I don't feel that, you know, Amy needed to learn any lessons. I felt that the lesson was for the world to be kinder to the superstar. You know, everybody was so hard on her, and everything that I knew about her was that she was the most lovely and nice and kind woman. So
a lot of people blamed her for her addiction.
Yes.
Right. Which is stupid because addictions are serious issues and it's diseased.
It is, yeah. And also, I read that she actually, the reason for her death was because she stopped cold turkey and her body couldn't handle.
Is that what they said?
Yes, and
you know, it also said, she was 27, you're 25. Yeah. And enormous fame, and you have enormous fame. And it said that she struggled, along with the addiction, she struggled with the fame. This kind of fame is very hard to handle. You have. How come?
Well, it's a very lonely life, but I think that that's part of what we love about her. You know, you can't have it both ways. You can't enjoy listening to someone sing sad songs about the blues and heartbreak and then not expect them to be truly heartbroken and expect something different out of them.
You sing sad songs.
Sure, I do.
Yeah. And you've talked openly about the fact that you did cocaine. You talked about it just recently in a television show. And
yeah, I used to do hard drugs.
And you did hard drugs, and you drank, or you drink. How did you get it? The easiest thing to do is to just keep doing it. The hard thing is to do what you did.
Well, I was so embarrassed. You know, my dad sort of called me out about it one day, and so I stopped. I don't do any hard drugs anymore. I'm a little part of the green club sometimes.
What did your father, how did he do that?
You had someone to hold you accountable. Like, that was your dad. He held you accountable.
Yeah, what
He
did
said,
your father do? That's instructive.
My dad was like, you know, I know what you're doing, and just so you know, I did it, and I lost every friend and everything that I ever had while I did it. He shared with me his life story and his struggle. So that was what ultimately changed my life. And honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened. I never went back, never
So
wanted
are you trying to share this with the little monsters?
Yeah, I don't want them to do anything bad that would ever hurt them. I want them to be, you know, healthy and happy. And there's a way to be recreational and be young and rebellious and have a good time and not hurt yourself.
Now, it's only been a few weeks since Amy Winehouse's tragic death, and we're already hearing rumors of a biopic in the works. Not only that, but guess who apparently wants to play her? Lady Gaga. Seriously. The Daily Star in the UK is reporting that Gaga wants to play the late singer in a movie about her life. A source told the paper Lady Gaga worshipped Amy and would love nothing more than to transform herself into the idol on the big screen. She'd be spot on performing Amy's songs and has got the right look and attitude. The person went on to say Gaga's been itching to make the transition from music into movies and sees this as her ideal role to launch her film career. Gaga's management team has been discussing possible film ventures before Amy's untimely death, but there's only ever been one role she wants to play, and that's Amy. Pretty interesting info, but let's not get our hopes up quite yet, because obviously it's just a rumor at this point. But what do you guys think about the possibility? Would Gaga play Amy's part well, or is this all just too soon to be thinking about? Let us know your thoughts below. Subscribe for more news updates.
Lady Gaga visits Amy. Will I Am Sick pulls out of a gig, and NDebs showcase their best. We wouldn't exactly describe Lady Gaga as subtle by any stretch of the imagination, but surprisingly, while she was in London, she managed to make a secret, unnoticed visit to Amy Winehouse's home in North London to pay her respects to the star. To make sure she wasn't seen, Gaga apparently made the pilgrimage in disguise. We wonder which one she went for.
Many artists have been tweeting or blogging to pay their respects to the late Amy Winehouse, and now even Lady Gaga has taken the time to express her feelings towards Amy. She stopped by AMP Radio here in Los Angeles to talk with Carson Daly and spoke about everything from gay marriage, being famous, and what she learned from Winehouse. Gaga said, "I didn't know her. I loved her so much. I was nobody when she was first coming out. I have really dark hair, and all the time on the street people would go, 'Amy, Amy,' and they would go back in black. They'd scream at me. I loved her, and I just remember feeling like I wasn't alone because she was so different and she was so special. It's really devastating, and I think it's a lesson to the world. Don't kill the superstar. Take care of her. Take care of her soul." You guys can listen to Gaga's entire interview with AMP by clicking the link below. Let us know what you think of her statement on Amy as well. We've all been dying for Amy Winehouse to make a comeback for a couple years now, and it looks like we're finally getting our wish. According to USA Today, Wino is teaming up with Tony Bennett for a follow-up to his 2006 release of Duets. Now, this project, entitled Duets 2, will feature Lady Gaga, Carrie Underwood, Michael Bublé, Josh Groban, Faith Hill, Norah Jones, Willie Nelson, Katie Lang, and Andrea Bocelli. Woo! Talk about a lineup! Guess when you're Tony Bennett, you have an easy time with recruitment. For Amy, the duet will be her first recorded appearance since her cover of Leslie Gore's It's My Party last year. We're hoping that this gets the ball rolling with her since she hasn't really done much of anything since 2006's Back to Black. Bennett's Duets album sold 1.7 million copies worldwide, so this follow-up will likely do pretty well, especially after hearing that lineup. So what do you Wino fans think? Do you miss Amy? Comment below.
A really amazing moment with her when she's, hanging out at the studio and she's talking to Nick and they're talking about the origin story, I guess, or the motivation for her 2009 performance at the VMAs when she's talking about paparazzi.
Yeah.
And she's talking about Marilyn Monroe and Anna Nicole Smith, and if you could correct me, that'd be great. It seems like she's talking about Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Would you mind kind of exploring that? I mean, is this something that you guys talked about? Because I know that she's been a massive fan of Amy, and she's, so could
They were
I was
friends.
wondering if you could expound upon that.
Her and I never talked about it. It was just in the line of what she was saying. She was talking about other women that had succumbed to, say, the pressures of fame or the exploitation of celebrity. And these are artists that she felt like, at least with that VMA performance where she's bleeding out on stage, she felt like it was kind of a tribute to them, right? She was like, if you want me to be sexy, I'll be sexy, but I'm also going to bleed to death, just to make you think about like all the other sex pots that lost their lives in this pop industrial complex or whatever. She's very aware of this stuff, and so she references and someone else, and she never says Amy's name, but it's understood, I think, at that moment. And it's sad. I mean, they were friends, and obviously Mark, who was working with Gaga in the studio at that time, was very close with Amy and produced Back to Black, and Amy's spirit was sort of felt around the studio a lot, maybe just for that reason. There's some obvious sort of similarities between Gaga and Amy that people have always pointed out, just physically. Then they came out around a similar time, and they're singer-songwriters, and they both they're interested in these old sounds. But I think in a way, Gaga sees herself as a survivor. A lot of people didn't make it past 27, and Amy's one of them. And so for Gaga to have gone through that threshold, and she really walked right up to the edge, especially those years. I think she thinks of herself now as somebody who's made it past that and has survived. And I think people can be kind of cynical and be like, oh, you're rich and famous, like what do you have to worry about? And that's true. Obviously she has a lot of great support. But there is a very particular experience of being a young woman that becomes incredibly famous, or a young man as well, who becomes incredibly famous at a young age for making music and performing. And there's so much energy that's expected to pass through these kids, through these people. They take so much in and they have to push so much out, and it really can be destructive. And a lot of them don't survive, and do become are sacrificed to this experience. For her to evoke Amy at that moment was really chilling, and she doesn't dwell on it. It's just a kind of echo in the scene, but you picked up on it, so that's interesting.